I've updated my device. You can see the notification here that your Apple Watch is up to date, and software wise, these are the changes. So if we go into the settings and then go to the about, you'll be able to see that the build number we have here has been updated to 20S5049D. So now this build has a D at the end, and before we had an E, so we took in a sense one step in the positive direction. That's a good move. Now when it comes to the new features and changes that this update has to offer, there's actually quite a bit. And if we open up our App Store here on the Apple Watch, we get a glimpse of some of the applications that are going to be available on the new Apple Watch Ultra that's coming out in about 2 days. So if you search for Siren, so we search for that, and then when you click search right there, you will see that this result shows up, but that's not the Siren that we want. This is the Siren that's made by Apple, and you see that it's a utility, and if you click on it, you can see, the app. But since this is a Series 7, you can see that I can't be able to get it, and this is not the Ultra. It's not supported on this watch, but you can see there that it shows how it's going to basically look like, and emergency and the battery percentage and the slider right there. So you can see how the Siren will look like. But not only that, you can also see how the depth app will look like. So if you go back here and search for depth, just like that, and then put app and search, you also be able to see how this new depth app is going to look, and you can see it right here. So you have the option to view it. You can see for me also, I don't have the option to get it because this is a Series 7. Series 7 isn't supported. It's for the Ultra. And you can see basically record depth, submerge Apple Watch. And once your Apple Watch is underwater, you get a screen like this that shows you how many feet, or depending on the settings that you put, it could be feet, it could be meters, or so on, that you be below sea level. So you can see it here, and this is basically the new Apple Watch faces that are going to be coming with the new Apple Watch Ultra. Now that's not all. In fact, we do have an update when it comes to some of the new watch faces that are going to be available for the Apple Watch Ultra, exclusive watch faces, and those ones you can see here. If I was to go over on Twitter, I'll just show you, since I tweeted about this, and thanks to my friend Steve Moser over on Twitter who managed to tweet about this. So you notice that when it comes to the new Apple Watch Ultra, finally Apple is changing the names of the Apple Watch Ultra watch faces colors. Now Ultra Orange, Ultra Blue, and Ultra Yellow. So those are the new Ultra watch face names that Apple has adopted, starting with this watchOS 9.1. That's something that's great. Now also, when it comes to crash detection, this Apple Watch isn't supported, but I noticed that Apple has made a change when it comes to watchOS 9.1 and the latest iOS beta. So if you go into your health app, you can see my health app here. Go to the summary section and go to where it shows basically your health checklist. Click on there and then go all the way down. You will see that you have features that aren't available for your Apple Watch series or for your iPhone series that you have. Before, I actually used to have 2 features that were not available, but now it's just one. And you can see that when it comes to crash detection, it's now available thanks to the latest iOS version, iOS that has been updated too. And although it's not available on watchOS 9.1 for the Apple Watch Series 7, it doesn't have those sensors, but you can see that they have added it here. That is something that's good. Now also, when it comes to Siri, I'll be happy to show you that Siri is no longer detecting as many times as it used to be whenever it will be so far away. You can see here, for some reason it did detect, but let me lower my wrist, and then when I raise up my wrist, let me just cancel Siri, lower, and then when I raise up, you can see I'm speaking. I'm about 30 to 40 centimeters away from my face. Before, I would lower my wrist, and then every time I raise it up, Siri would just pick me up all the time. But it seems like for some reason it's a bit less responsive than before, but as you can see, it's still picking up my voice, but it's not as responsive as it was on watchOS 9.1 beta 1. That's a fix in a sense. And also something that I wanted to show you when it comes to this update, it has to do with the battery, since the battery hasn't been really that great when on watchOS 9.1. So you can see my maximum health hasn't dropped. It's still on 92%, but the battery performance on watchOS 9.1, I'm not happy with it. So if it's something that you are also experiencing, then help me and let's help each other explain and report this issue to Apple so that they can best optimize their OS to be able to work better with this watchOS 9 and our Apple Watch series. Also, someone requested that I test this out, so check this out. Siri, I will just ask Siri what the time is. What's the time?
It's 6:36 p.m.
Okay, so Siri's voice is normal, but when I do the quick 2-finger tap to tell the time,
6:36 p.m.
I'll try that again with my 2 fingers.
6:36 p.m.
Okay, so it still has that robotic sound, and for some reason I did report it to Apple, but it seems like it's not yet resolved. And let me know if this is something that you're experiencing and which Apple Watch series you are experiencing on it. Now, that's also something I thought I should let you know of. When it comes to connectivity on the Apple Watch, I'll be happy to let you know that some apps and watch faces are connecting better than before, but for some reason I'll just show you my Apple Watch application here. You can see when I open it up, oh, it seems like the bug is gone. Every time I would open up this watch app, I probably restarting my phone fixed it, but every time I would open it up after updating, I would get a notification that's telling me to turn on my Wi-Fi and Bluetooth to connect to the Apple Watch, even though it's connected and you can see all is on. So that was a bug that I was experiencing, but for some reason it seems to have cleared itself, and if you do, probably restarting your devices or power cycling them will resolve that issue. That's a great thing. Now, when it comes to the cellular watch face, there's connectivity issues and also for some user privileges that have changed and wording changed. So if you try to access privileges that are available only to those that have the cellular Apple Watch face, then Apple has changed some of the text and wording to depict, that it's exclusive privileges, and that is something that you will be able to see if you have a cellular watch face. You can see mine is just GPS only, so I can't really show you much. And also when it comes to workout and activities, I'll be happy to let you know that if you use the British English as your default set language, then Apple has updated some of the phrases. For example, where Apple would say like workout done or activity done, it has changed that phrase from done to complete. So instead of saying, workout done, it says workout complete. But that's something that you'll be able to see if you use the British English as your default set language. Now, other than that, those seems to be the new features and changes that are here with watchOS 9, or at least this second beta. Not many are here, but at least, they are trying to fix some of the issues. And although some of them are still here, like the robotic sound that you see here, other than that, those seems to be, some of the changes that are here with watchOS 9.1 beta 2. Some of the issues, of course, like this, are still existing, so give it some time and report the issues that you experience. And when it comes to the release notes of this update, I do have something that I want to show you here. For example, if you go to where it says watchOS 9.1 beta 2, you will be able to see that there's a non-issue when it comes to connectivity and memory allocation, where sometimes the device might allocate more than enough space to certain activities. So keep an eye on your storage before you update and after you update, if this is something that you're going to be trying out. Now, other than that, if you think of the next update, which is watchOS 9.1 beta 3, since we are on a weekly release cycle, beta 1 was on the 14th, beta 2 you can see is on the 20th, beta 3 most probably on the 27th or between the 27th and the 29th. That's when I can expect that. And then when it comes to beta 4, of course, the next week, and then maybe we might get a beta 5 or a RC, but when that time comes, I'll be able to cover it for you here on the channel at Half Man Half Tech. And I will also be covering most of these updates that Apple released today, like macOS and iOS. So if that's something that you're interested in and you want to keep up to date, then definitely do subscribe and stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.